Welcome back to another episode of Unscripted, the go-to podcast for those flipping the script and taking the unexpected path. I'm your host, Jessica Bergio, holistic life and business coach, author, speaker, and self-proclaimed high-energy hype girl. Each week, I'm bringing you inside. No gatekeeping here. I'll touch on proven holistic business strategies, powerful mindset shifts that have led my clients through massive transformations, and no BS conversation with industry leaders designed to help you get out of your own way to actively pursue a life of purpose. If you're ready to ditch the limitations at the door, hit follow and get ready to be activated to step boldly towards your big goals. Now let's dive in. What's up, guys? We're back with another episode on Unscripted, the podcast. It's your girl, Jess Bergio, and we are coming up on, I cannot believe I'm going to say this, 5 years of having this podcast. We just posted in one of the emails that went out, or it's going out on Monday, asking for a rating or review if you love the show. It's something I always tell my podcasters to do. And it's a great reminder to people who do follow you or who are on your email list. They want to give back. You just have to remember to ask. There is no harm in asking. The answer is always no if you don't ask. And so in doing that, I clicked on the button just to double check that the link was working, and it sent me down, and I looked at all of the reviews that have been given for the podcast, and it just filled my heart with so much gratitude and joy. Also, I can't believe there's only 100 reviews, which is a lot, but also, hello, 5 years. So this is my ask of you guys. If you love this podcast and you haven't yet given it a rating or review, all you have to do is click into the show itself, scroll all the way to the bottom, see where it says rating and reviews, give it a quick 5-star rating, and then you can leave a review right there. They absolutely mean the world. They do help me get seen on Spotify and or pushed up in the Apple playlist. But what's funny is the very first review was October of 2020. And I have been saying I started the show in 21. I think I actually started recording in early 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And I didn't actually launch the show until like September of 2020. I thought it was September of 21. So here we are, almost 5 years later, still going with the show. I've taken one pause with the show, and that was this past year when I knew that Scott and I were going off to Barcelona I figured get engaged because we had made the ring with my friend Brooke. Anyways, long story long, it was the first time in my online business journey, which has been about 5 years since I started the podcast, that I wanted to be fully present and I didn't want to have anything going. I hadn't put a new offer together. I wanted to just be in the energy of, I guess, receiving and enjoying the vacation because, as you all know, as an online entrepreneur or an entrepreneur itself, it's never ending. You can always be doing things. And with a podcast that drops weekly, I always have episodes that are going out that I need to be marketing on social media. And while, yes, I can hire someone else to do it, I truly love getting on and talking about why you need to listen to this week's episode. Or I always give it a listen first thing Friday morning at the gym and remind myself what episode was going out. Because a lot of times I batch these out and I get in the energy of that conversation and I get on with the energy I want you to feel as a listener around why you should listen to that episode in particular. And so it's really important for me to get to do that. Anyway, sharing all that to say, there have been some questions in the network group, the Unscripted Network podcast group community for women that I launched a couple of months ago around brand partnerships and collaborations. And many of you watch me on social media know that I've recently partnered with a new company. And I really just want to dive into that and what it looks like to connect with other people in the online space when it comes to collaborations, partnerships, and promotions and all of that. So if you're new, welcome. If you have been here for a while, welcome back to the show. This podcast is truly here to help you build a business and a life that actually feels like you. That's all. I'm not here to convince you to be more than you are or to do more than you feel like you need to be doing or to even strive for more than you truly want in your life. I'm here to remind you of what it feels like to do what the F you want to do. And if you've been watching me, you can see I've finally, I think, come into my own around what it is that lights me up, the possibility that I can have several legs to my business and not just be niched into one said topic, though there are a lot of really cool topics I love sharing all around podcasting, how to monetize a podcast, how to bring podcasting into your business ecosystem and all of that. But honestly, the niche is you. You are the brand. And as the personal brand and the person as the forefront of your business, your product, or your service, it's up to you to really figure out ways that feel aligned for you to show up. It doesn't have to be a podcast. It doesn't have to be social media. It can be LinkedIn or in person. There's a lot of other things, but that's not what I want to share today because this is going to be a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more dropping in with me on like a soul level. because I want to be super honest. I'm talking about something that I wish more people would talk about or share more openly, that not all partnerships are created equal. And I'm going to let that sit with you for a second. Whatever that needs to mean for you, let it. Not all partnerships are created equal. But today I want to pull back the curtain on how I personally choose what's aligned for me, especially now that I've stepped into something so exciting, so new, this collaboration and brand partnership that honestly, like I wasn't even expecting. So if you've been watching my stories, you see I've partnered with a product company that sells and shares clean and clinical products. But in the world of social media and influence, entrepreneurship and opportunities to partner with brands and programs and people pop up all the time. And you've probably even been pitched by some MLMs or people's affiliate programs, maybe even some brand collabs if you're lucky enough. And the message sounds something like this: here's a chance to make money by promoting this thing, right? Simple. That is what brand partnerships, affiliates, influencer type work is all about. And it's literally the number one question that when people come to me around starting their podcast, they ask me, how do I monetize the show? Right away, I'm always like, well, what do you have to sell? And some people don't have an offer yet. And some people don't want to sell their own stuff. But the question is, you can't make money unless you're selling something, right? Okay, I'm going to just leave a quiet moment here because hello, that's how we make money. We all want to be sold to. I want to know the latest and greatest makeup product from Kylie Jenner. I want to know where to get the latest and greatest outfit from Zara or any of my favorite stores. If I don't know it exists, how can I go get it? So I'm like, people sell to me. That's why we love, the ads that pop up. But here's the problem. If a partnership doesn't align with your values or your voice or your vision, it doesn't matter how much potential income is on the table. It really doesn't. It's gonna feel forced. I've tried to share and sell things that didn't truly feel like they were for me, and maybe it was me trying to create a relationship with somebody because I wanted to share something that they had, but it wasn't truly something that I understood or was using myself. And that's okay. It's okay to try some of those things on for size, or it's okay to share something for a little while and then want to pivot or move into a different space. And like I said, some of that's going to start to feel forced after a while, and maybe even out of integrity. And so, worst of all, it's going to confuse your audience and confuse you, because if you're just chasing something for the money, then that's going to feel a certain way as well. And I get asked a lot too when it comes to the podcast space of, how do you decide what to say yes to? And that's a good problem to have. When you have so many options, you don't know what to say yes to. And I have a few questions that I wrote down that help me check in before I commit. And I want to share them with you. So if you got a pen and paper, just take a second and try to answer these 5, 6 questions that I'm going to throw at you. Number 1, do I actually use and love this product or service? Because if you wouldn't share it with a best friend, you're certainly not going to share it online. So think about that. Do I actually use and love this product or service? Whether someone's hit you up, a brand's asked you to collab, you see a potential that something's available for an affiliate, it should be a yes or no question, or a hell yes or a hell no, or an I don't know, I should go find out. Number 2, does this partnership enhance or distract from my personal mission? Listen, guys, when I tell you, it has to support my brand if I'm gonna do it. Otherwise, it's gonna pull me off track because I'm going to be thinking about how to integrate that into my messaging while also trying to sell something that has nothing to do with said thing. So does this partnership enhance or distract from my mission? That is the question I want you to ask yourself. Number 3, is the business model one I feel proud to stand behind? Because not all income streams are created equal. We know this. And I want to feel good about how the money is made, not just the availability to make the money. Is the business model one I feel proud to stand behind? Number 4, would I still be excited about this if no one paid me? This one's really big because energy doesn't lie. Like I said before, if it's not aligned with you, A, you're probably not going to talk about it with authenticity. 2, you're not going to have the energy that's right behind it. And 3, you can get really excited about something that's might be seemingly not that excitable. Would I still be excited if no one paid me? Number 5, Does this fit into my life as it is right now? Alignment also means capacity. And this is one I have to check myself over and over and over again. I have to go through my calendar, double check, recheck. I have to read through my emails. Does this all flow? Does it make sense? Because I might understand the 97 things I want to share and do, but do other people? Because I need to know, do I actually have the space for this without sacrificing what matters? And this conversation came up recently with a friend of mine who wanted to start a podcast, a separate podcast. She had one. She's not actively doing it. I have one. I am actively doing it. She wanted to create one together. But we've been having girlfriend conversations the last couple of weeks about how busy she is and how she needs to create more space in her life. And so while this idea of us launching this amazingly creative podcast sounds fun for me and I could shove it in my in my schedule, I know she can't. And I know that even if I say yes, it's probably going to become a burden even though she might have been able to answer, what was it, you know, the excited question, would I still be excited if nobody paid me? But she doesn't have the capacity. She really doesn't. So as a friend, I was like, this is a no, because I don't want to start something with you until I know you really have the capacity for this. So my answer back to her was, hey, we could sit and batch record like 15 episodes on a girl's weekend away and drop a seasonal podcast. Or we could do XYZ. I gave her options on how we could actually create a podcast together that maybe wouldn't be a reoccurring weekly show. And I put the ball back in her court and she was like, oh my God, I would love a girl's weekend away. I'm like, cool, find it on your schedule and let me know. I'll bring my equipment. We'll sit down and record however many episodes we can and we'll launch a private podcast or we'll do this seasonal launch of this brand new show. And she was like, oh my God, that feels so abundantly, aligned. And I was like, yes, let's do things on our own terms. Okay. Can I get a freaking amen? All right. The last one, number 6. Does this help me amplify the voices and mission I believe in? Because here's the truth. I've also recently partnered with a few high-level female entrepreneur women I admire and deeply trust. And I'll be actively sharing and promoting their work through my podcast, emails, social content, all of it. But they align with who I am and what I believe in and what I've already studied and vetted and checked out. So these are like the people I go to when I have questions around the different things that they do. For one, human design. I have 2 go-to people that I share all the time. I have a friend who I recently will be putting out her email. She just dropped on the Friday podcast I think it was last week. Joanne Bolt, all around funnels and creating evergreen systems in your business. Those are people that I have watched in the space for a very long time. And so partnering with them as an affiliate for their courses, programs, masterminds, whatever it is that they have feels super aligned for me because I don't offer that stuff, but I know how much it's changed my life and my business. And I want that for anyone listening here that is in need of that too. I've learned a long time ago, I don't have to be your guru. I just get to share with you all of the amazing people, products, and things that I love. Take what you want, leave what you don't. But this is like the natural evolution of growing a brand, I think, with integrity. Because I could have sold out a long time ago and been slanging all kinds of shit. But I've learned I don't need to be the guru, like I said, on all things business, life, and wellness. What I am and what I love being is like the master connector, the plug, if you will, your go-to person. Your go-to person who helps you find what you need when you need it. I get to handpick these brands, these people, the products that I align with, and share them with you. And man, that feels so much more empowering, supportive, and expansive than trying to do it all by myself. Because I am only one person, and I quickly realized, I don't even know, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, that I don't have to keep creating new offers and new things. I just get to learn what other people are doing, fall in line with what they've got, and share that with you guys. And I hope that if you're a podcaster, if you are a social media show up type of person, that you realize you don't have to do all the things too, and that you can get really good at the thing you love sharing and doing, but you can also share and support other people. And that's one of the biggest expansion moments I think I've had in the last 5 years is realizing that through this podcast. Is I bring on people who do the exact same thing as me, who talk about the same things that I do, other life and business coaches, strategy coaches, podcast mentors. And we get to ideate and share and reaffirm that these are the tips, tricks, strategies, all the things that we would do differently if we were to start over. It's all about just like pulling back the curtain or reaching back and helping a past version of yourself. So I want to give you like a real life example because I recently said yes to a partnership with SHACKLEE. I did a podcast episode on it. SHACKLEE is a clean wellness brand that I heard about for years. I didn't really know about them, but I've recently explored because one of my online mentors, she didn't even know she was my online mentor, Emily Ford, started talking about and promoting her new team that partnered with SHACKLEE. And so I like my little ears went, "Rrr, rrr. What? Wait, what?" And I didn't want to commit to anything because I have a very full plate, but I wanted to try the products because I looked at Emily like maybe you guys look at me, and I was like, if she is talking about these products, she has vetted the F out of them, and she would not stand behind something like a company like this if she wasn't 1,000,000% sure that this is the partnership she wanted to align with, the people she wanted to align with, the comp plan she wants to work with, the ability for her to put it into what she was already creating, which is her brand VIP, things that she does very similar to what I offer to my clients. And so the first thing I did was just try the products because listen, I didn't commit to anything in the beginning. And when I tell you that I fell in love with them, it's why I literally can be so excited when I share them on social media like I do. I started with the skincare because that is like my favorite thing to like quote unquote just give a try to. The shakes came second and then the supplements because I already have a full supplement stack that I've like picked and chosen from a whole different, different stores. I buy this here, I ordered this there. Scott had his favorites. I've tried this. Like we've kind of like hodgepodged it all together. We probably spend I couldn't even tell you actually how much we spend in vitamins together each month. It's a lot. He takes a certain different protein shake, which is whey. I take things that are dairy free. So I wanted to try the shakes. And so they all have all of this ecosystem of skincare supplements, shakes. I slowly started like opting out stuff as I ran out and ordering things from Shackley, all the way down to like my sunblock. And so I knew that if these were things that I actually liked, that I could probably talk about them. And that's when I decided to jump into the part of the business. I flew to Chicago. You guys saw my trip out there. But more than anything, when I was in Chicago and when I've been able to be a part of these calls, I could feel the heart and integrity of the company. And that's something that as a solopreneur, I don't get to look around and feel because I am mostly working by myself these days. And if you have any background in the beauty industry, you know what it's like to work with people, to have mentors, to have, you know, peers, to be inspired throughout the day by getting to watch other people create. I don't get any of that anymore. And so it was really important to me to find that. And I wasn't actively looking for it, but when it fell in my lap, I literally knew at like a soul God wink that this was the thing I wanted to align with. And so it just it didn't really make any sense, but it did. Does that make sense? It didn't make sense, but it did. I wasn't ready for it, but I was. I wasn't calling it in, but I was. I was manifesting, but I didn't realize it would come in this form. I thought the journey would look one way and now it looks this way. Like, holy fuck. It's like the story of my goddamn life and maybe yours too. Like, it's crazy. But I sure as fuck did not say yes because I needed or wanted to sell another thing. Okay? Let's just be very clear about that. I said yes because it fit into the world I was already living, one that I was already creating. It supports my wellness and, hello, gives me a new income stream. It gives me a way to model literally what I teach. Build a business around what you actually love. Stop trying to niche yourself into a box. I had so many social media managers and people be like, "Don't share your workouts, don't talk about your fitness stuff, don't share your supplements because it's not what you sell." But deep down, you know who I used to get the most jealous of are my friends who actually were showing that kind of stuff because I'm like, "I do that every day. I make my water, I do my this, I make my food, I take my supplements, I do my skincare." And I'm like, "Why is this not what I'm doing?" I just couldn't see the bigger picture. And even though I've been partnered for 5 years with a company called Monate, I wasn't obsessed with their products. I liked a lot of their skincare products and used them for over 5 years, but I wasn't obsessed. And I love their hair care products because they work for me, but a lot of my clients didn't love them. And so I always felt a little like I didn't wanna oversell something if I didn't think people would absolutely fucking love it. So with this product line, obviously, you might not like everything, but I think it's more that you won't need everything. There are certain things you just don't care about, and there's things that you absolutely cannot live without. So like any good product line, I've sold all of the expensive brands. Not everybody loved everything, and not everybody could use everything. Some people were allergic to some things in Kerastase. Some people were allergic to the price point of Shuamura and Oribe products, right? The makeup line that I use, Clé de Peau, I can go to Target and buy some CoverGirl for $13, or I can go to the beauty counter in Nordstrom's and buy my Clé de Peau 1 ounce of foundation for $129, which I do because my skin loves it. I feel like I wanna use high-end skincare, and so that's what I use. So it's like the wild juxtapose of, like, the products that are available right now. I follow one of my really good friends who is a makeup artist, and she is all about this, like, Asian, Korean skincare off of Amazon. I love that for her. She's probably never had any skin issues, so she literally can put whatever she wants on her face, and she has created so many codes, like, she has all the like to know it codes, she has all the Amazon links, like, that's a shit ton of work, and she makes pennies on the dollar for selling that stuff, but she has a huge following, and she loves doing it. It's who she is, she's a makeup artist, but it's, like, wild to me that there's so many of us that are afraid or feel like it's cringy to share this kinda stuff. But if maybe you're getting over the hump of cringe and you are actively feeling like you wanna take better care of your skin, your health, your wellness, and in doing that, you'd be willing to show it on social media or showcase it, maybe you're a little curious about partnering with a brand or even joining a network marketing company with me, let's just say. But you're probably holding back because, like me, the fear of the stigma or what people might think. Can we take a second to recognize that we're adults? Hello. Yes, you are. I am too. Hello. And we're just going to take a moment to allow this imaginary permission slip to fall into our minds. Permission granted to do what the F is gonna feel aligned for you, even if you're not quite sure what direction it's gonna go. Because what I do know is that not all partnerships are created equal. They're just not. They never will be, but the right ones can change literally everything. So I just want this to be your reminder to trust your gut, to not be afraid to do things differently. Let's stop trying to be like everybody else online. Let's stop trying to sound the same as everybody. I could go on a mother truckin' tangent about what I'm seeing right now on social media, but I won't. That's for another episode. Well, no, I think I wanna go there for a second. You guys hold some space. Literally, I used to watch so many coaches screenshot how much money they were making in their DMs or their, like, PayPal accounts or the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars they were making, and now those same coaches are posting reels on why they're not doing that anymore. I'm like, "Wow, cool." Listen, we all get to figure it out as we go, and I'm not shaming anybody for how they wanna market their business. Something's gonna attract somebody. But I'm not in the scarcity mindset of attracting people because I can show you how good I've done, right? Yeah, you wanna make sure that your mentor or your coach or the people you work with have a vetted business, have actually been in business, have actually created something, sold a business for profit, know what the F they're doing, actually have business, experience before you hire them. That's always good. But when it comes to starting something new, maybe you're in the throes of a pivot. Maybe you've had a 25-year career like I did and you didn't know what to do next, or you don't know what to do next. This is your reminder that you can do things differently. You don't owe anybody an explanation for how you build your life and your income. You just have to feel good about the why. And as always, if this episode hit home, if anything I said struck a chord, please share it with a friend. Like I said, those reviews mean absolutely everything. Or maybe you or that friend has been on the fence about a partnership or needs a reminder that aligned income is possible. It does help when you put yourself out there to find the right people and to connect with people. But if you're curious even a little bit about the products from SHACKLEE that I mentioned or want to connect with some of the women and the resources I've been loving, DM me on Instagram or check out the show notes for links to my wellness faves and featured partners. We're just getting started over here. We are just getting started, and I'm excited to bring you along. It's been really fun. I'm so grateful for this safe space to share with you. And as always, thank you for being here. It means the absolute world to know that you trust me, to share the real shit with you, to always pull back the curtain and say it how it is, or at least in my perspective. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Unscripted. Take care. Giving back is easy. Leave Unscripted your 5-star rating and written review. I appreciate your support more than I could ever put into words.